Alright, so this is my golf GUI that I created for this class. I'm going to go ahead and point out some significant differences that I have here that other students might not have created. One of the main things that I wanted to incorporate was make a golf simulator that was very user friendly and something that was pleasing for the user to use. Because of that, I placed a nice backdrop here. I also made it easier for the user to find what values they were inputting here, as well as specific ranges that they could input different values at. So with that, I will go ahead and do our first test here. After I show the test, we'll go ahead and try some different things, such as the random hole button that I have there, as well as the try hole again button. I'll show you what those do, and I'll explain a little bit more. So first, we're going to go ahead and create the 150-meter hole. With no wind. We're going to put the swing power up to 100%, zero angle. First, we're going to hit it with the driver. And as you can see here right away, the first thing that I incorporated was a shot details page down in this bottom right corner that shows where the shot landed, as well as the max height that the ball achieved during its flight. We'll go ahead and reset the hole here. And we'll go ahead and use the 9-iron now to perform the second test. And as you can see here, that ball gets a little bit closer to the hole. It lands about 176 meters and has a max height of 61 meters. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do the next test now at 150 meters with a 5 meter per second wind coming in from the east. As you can see, what I did with my values that the slider outputs, I made sure that they were all integers. The reason why I did that is I figured that would be easier for the user to use instead of decimals. I made sure that all my calculations in my GUI were also used, or were also done with integers, and this was done using the modulus function. And that provided for a simpler analysis and make sure that it's accurate, so the user is actually getting what is being output. So we're going to go ahead and do a 150-meter hole, 5 meter per second wind from the east. We'll bring it down to 50% swing power, and we'll have no angle. We'll switch back over to the driver and go ahead and hit. As you can see, that shot went pretty short. Landed at 64 meters in the x direction, negative 0.31 in the z direction with a max height of 3 meters. For our next hole, we're going to have 150 meters, 10 meter per second wind from the east, 100% swing power at a 45-degree angle. For this one here, you'll notice that, and then we're going to use the 5-iron. You'll notice that when we hit it, it's going to go far to the right. We'll go ahead and do that. As you can see, it comes far to the right, and it actually goes out of the screen. So with my GUI, one of the functionalities that I put in is I made sure that if the user ever hit a ball that was too far away from the hole, in my case, that's anywhere past negative 75 in the z direction or positive 75 in the z direction, anywhere that was too far out to the left or right, or anything that was too far above the hole, out past 450 meters, or behind the hole, which is down to a negative 25. Any shots that land outside of that range, you can see down here in the bottom right that the dialog outputs that the ball landed out of range. They should try the hole again, so that they can get closer to it. The reason why I did that was because I imagine that nobody would want to be hitting a ball that goes too far out of bounds, and so with that they can just click on try hole again. It'll replot the hole, and it makes it that they can try again with the same shot, or they can try a different shot to try and get closer. We'll go ahead and try something a little bit smaller so you can see, okay, that does work, and now that we're in the range, we can see where that shot landed. So we'll go ahead and do the final hole at 300 meters with a 50 meter per second wind coming in from the west. We'll have 100% swing power, and we're going to shoot at an 85-degree angle into the wind. We're going to go ahead and shoot that. Oh, and it looks like we forgot to change our club back to the driver. So we'll go ahead and create the hole again. It'll keep the values that we have over here, and we'll use the driver. And as you can see, that ball landed. It's kind of an interesting shot. It ends up flying out to the left and then coming back because of the wind. And you can see that the ball lands at negative 1.87 in the x direction, and in the z direction 51.51, which you can see is right here. So that's it for the testing. I'll go ahead and show some of the other functionality that I added in to make it more user-friendly. I'll just start up here at the top. As you can see, what I added in here for the user was a range of values. Again, this was just to make sure that the user was inputting something that was feasible, that would be an actual course found in a PGA tour. And so if the user, for example, put in something that was at 25 meters and let's say 35 meters in the z direction, if they try to create that hole, they'll actually get an error up here that says they're out of bounds. That'll prevent them from making a hole that's too close or too far to the left or right. And I'll show that here if they make one that's too far to the left or right. So we'll put in one here at negative 51, so that's a little bit too far left. We try to create that. Again, it tells the user that they're out of bounds. However, if they make one that is in bounds, we'll just go with 200 meters in the x distance, and we'll go with 15 meters in the z direction. Now if they create that hole, you can see that that lands at 200 meters and 15 in the z direction. And so with that, again, I guess I failed to mention this earlier. The coloring that I used in my GUI plots was also to help the user. As you can see, there's a darker area which is meant to represent the fairway, a lighter area for the green, and then a light red dot which is meant to mark the hole. Down here in the side view, you can see that there's a light blue sky with a flag down here at the bottom that denotes where the hole is, and that's to help the user get close to the hole as they try to get there. Again, down here we have a random hole generator, and so let's say the user just wants to try out different things, something they've never tried before. They can click on random hole, and it'll plot a random hole anywhere within this range that they can go ahead and try and shoot for. And as you can see, that is pretty random. It's going pretty much anywhere on the screen. After that, as I said down here with the try hole again button, that basically makes it so that if the user, let's say they make a bad shot, so we'll try with this one here, we'll put a swing power to 100, we'll go with no wind speed, back to, we'll go let's go positive 18 degrees. Oh, I guess the wind won't really matter, but let's have our swing angle going out that way. Let's say we swing that. Looks like we're way far off. What they can do is they can just do try hole again. It'll keep that same hole and allow them to try a different shot. For example, that one there. And that makes so they can get closer. After they've taken that initial shot, once they've got one that they like, the program will actually save the data from the final X and Z position, and allow the user to continue hitting until they get close enough to the hole. So we'll go ahead and try with this one here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it exactly at the hole this time, but let's go with the swing angle of let's just try negative 117. We're going to want a little bit less swing power. Go down to, let's go with 30. Try and swing there. And as you can see, the next swing went over in this direction to the west. Looks like we're going to have to keep trying to get a little bit closer. Let's go with a positive, let's try 157. And we'll try a little bit softer hit. Again, that was pretty soft, but we're getting a little bit closer. You can also switch up the clubs if you'd like. We'll just try the 3-wood just for fun. As you can see, that puts us right above the hole. Now we can make a shot at 180 degrees directly backwards. And let's just up our power just a little bit. Didn't look like we got it quite there. We'll try it one more time. And bingo, this is the last thing that I added on to make it user friendly. Once they get close enough to the green, it says congratulations, you landed on the green. It prompts the user to create a new hole to play again. And the reason why we did that is because once you get onto the green in a real golf setting, they would use their putter, which would have different aspects than what we're analyzing with this GUI here. So once they have that, we can create a new hole, whether that's the same hole, another random hole, whatever that may be. They can go ahead and shoot again. Hope you have fun playing with my GUI. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.